Okay, so this video is going to talk about osmosis and different types of solutions. So osmosis is the movement of water across cell membranes. Water moves from less concentrated solute areas to more concentrated. So water follows the party. It wants to follow where all of the solutes are. Solutes could be crystalloids or colloids. Crystalloids are salts that dissolve easily into solutions, so they're probably small. And then colloids are bigger, and they're substances such as large protein that don't dissolve easily. The solvent is what you put the solutes into. It dissolves the stuff. It's usually the liquid. Osmolality is the concentration of solutes in body fluids. Tonicity is osmolality of a solution. So the first solution I'm going to talk about is isotonic. Those are solutions that have the same osmolality as body fluids. So examples could be normal saline, 0.9% sodium chloride, D5W, lactated ringers, and D5W1 over 4 normal saline. So this is equal, used to increase extracellular fluid volume. It's for blood loss, surgery, dehydration, any kind of fluid loss in extracellular fluid. Number 2 is hypertonic. These are solutions that have a higher osmolality or concentration than body fluids. So examples are 3% sodium chloride, 5% saline, 10% dextrose in water, which is the D10W, and then 5% dextrose in either 0.9% saline, in 0.45% saline, or in lactated ringers. This causes the cells to shrink. It causes water to rush out of the cells to the extracellular fluid because we're putting this really concentrated solution into the extracellular fluid. So the water that's inside the cells is like, wait a minute, I want to go to that party. So they're going to rush out of the cells. The cells are going to shrink like raisins. So for pulmonary edema and for fluid overload, that's what that's for. Preferably given in a central line because of the risk of infiltration. Number 3 is hypotonic. Those solutions have lower osmolality or concentration than body fluids. So there's not a lot of stuff in this fluid, it's mostly just the fluid. Examples include 0.45% sodium chloride, 0.225 saline, and 0.33 saline. It's used when the cell is dehydrated. The patients with diabetic ketoacidosis or hyperosmolar hyperglycemia. So low solutes are in the extracellular fluid, and you want to shift the fluids into the cells. So the cell is going to swell up, and I always think about hypotonic, hippo. It swells up like a hippo because you're putting this low concentrated liquid into the extracellular fluid. So now suddenly it's diluted, whereas inside the cells there's more solutes. So the water that's in the extracellular fluid is like, wait a minute, I want to go to the party that's inside the cell. So it's going to go inside the cell, rush in there, and the cell's going to swell up. So you want to take caution with this because you want to take caution for depleting circulatory system fluids. You never give this to patients at risk for increased cranial pressure because the fluid can get to the brain tissue. Extensive burns, trauma, because you can deplete their fluid volumes. So you have to be careful. So those are the 3 different types of solutions.